Welcome to Mrs. Bays' 6th grade math video lesson. Subtraction of decimals. This is video number 2. Please don't use a calculator, but you may use your personal whiteboard or paper and pencil to work the problems. Let's begin by looking at the vocabulary we use when we subtract decimals. We have minuend, subtrahend, and difference. So this example, 15.8 or 15 8/10 minus 7.2 or 7 2/10 equals 8.6 or 8 6/10. The first number in a subtraction problem is the minuend. The second number in the subtraction problem is the subtrahend. And the answer to subtraction is difference. Now let's look at a couple examples. We're looking at subtraction of decimals. Look at the first example. 23.9 minus 12.4. Well, again, when working with decimals and specifically subtracting decimals, we must be very careful with the decimal point. So I'm going to write the first number, 23.9. That's our minuend. And we're going to subtract the second number, which is the subtrahend. Notice that I made sure to line up my decimal points, and I have very nice straight columns. It's very important you line up your numbers in nice straight columns. When we subtract, we start on the right. 9 minus 4 is 5. I bring down that decimal point straight down. 3 minus 2 is 1. And 2 minus 1 is 1. So let's go up to the problem. 23.9 minus 12.4 is 11.5. Now let's go back and say this problem correctly. 23 9/10 minus 12 4/10 is 11 5/10. Now let's look at the second example. 57.3 minus 29.25. Again, we're going to be very careful to line up our numbers and our decimal point. So when we look at this problem, the first number is the minuend, and it must be on top. The second number is the subtrahend, and it must be on the bottom. And we are looking for the difference. But when I look at this problem, I see something that needs to be done. Well, notice that 57.3 has 3 digits and 29.25 has 4 digits. So we need to go up here and fill in this space with a 0. Very important that we fill in with a 0 when we subtract. Let's begin. 0 minus 5. Well, we can't do that. So we have to go to the next column and borrow from the 3, make it a 2, and we're carrying a group of 10 to this column, hundredths column. 10 minus 5 is 5. 2 minus 2 is 0. Now I bring down my decimal points straight down, making sure to line everything up nicely. Next is 7 minus 9. Well, I can't take 9 from 7, which means I need to borrow from my neighbor 5, and we're going to take 1 from it and make it a 4. Carry a group of 10s to the 7 and make that now 17. 17 minus 9 is 8. And 4 minus 2 is 2. Now let's go back to the problem. 57.3 minus 29.25 is 28.05. Now let's go back and say this correctly. 57 3/10 minus 29 25 is 28 5/100. We're still looking at subtraction of decimals here. Directions that I want you to do for your practice. Number 1, I want you to go to IXL.com, so you will need to type this in if you don't already have it saved from last year. Your login information can be found in your school email. I've sent that to you already. When you get onto IXL, you're going to go to 6th grade math. I want you to do G1, add and subtract decimal numbers. This is a graded practice. So you need to be at least an 80% to get full credit. And if you reach 100%, you do get a bonus point. Thank you.